Okay, so based on request, someone asked that I should teach measures of religiosity. So I'll be teaching that topic today, and then the pictures you are seeing are from my textbook I wrote for Ijmb Jupeb students. Details about the book, you'll find them in the description box. In case you want to get a copy, you'll find details in the description box. You just chat me up and I will find a way to send it to wherever you are. Alright, so let's start with the introduction. Alright, so religiosity can be defined as the level of one's regular commitment. It is generally related to how much a particular religious doctrine is internalized. The study of religiosity is not generally used to find out whether a person is or is not religious. Rather, they are used to determine the extent of their beliefs and the ways in which they influence their behavior. So now let me explain it. What it's saying is that when they say religiosity, it means the level of one's commitment to your religion. Like, how religious are you? What's that level? So when you hear the word measures, like, you're saying that to what degree, how to measure something, like how to measure how committed one is to their religion. Do you understand? So it means, how much the doctrine of your religion how much you have knowledge of. So this is not about finding out if someone is religious or not. This is trying to determine to what extent is this person religious. Like, how do you, if they tell you that that person is very religious, so you get, how do you measure it? Like, what can you use to what can you use to test if somebody is religious? Like, let's say we are gisting and I just tell you that that person is very religious. You ask him that, how do I know? You get, so I will tell you the things I know, the things I saw that made me say the person is religious. So that's what measures of religiosity is all about. That measuring the extent of someone's beliefs. Measuring the extent to which their beliefs has actually influenced their behavior. Alright, so let's move on. So this topic is actually in my textbook, chapter 11. So let's move on to the next paragraph. Alright, so in sociology, religiosity is a term used to describe the extent to which religion influences societies and intersects with other areas of public life. So when you hear the word religiosity, it's actually a term that sociologists use to describe the amount of influence, the degree of influence that a religion has on the society, like how a religion affects how society makes a decision. And when you're talking about society, you're talking about the individuals in the society. So it's talking about how much the religion has actually influenced society and other areas of public life. So it defines the roles that religion plays in society, including the extent of people's beliefs, commitment, and levels of engagement with their particular religion. So it's telling us how much people, are committed to their beliefs, and then there are actually different measures to, that were put together by sociologists to discover how religious people can be. Like, they want to know to what extent. Like, how do you know if this person is religious? How do you know if religion has actually influenced this person's behavior? So they have different measures, and these studies include a general survey of community members. Like, how do they get to these measures? Like, how do they figure them out? They carried out a survey on community of members. They asked them a number of questions about their level of involvement, religious beliefs, like to what extent can you go with your religion. So, and with that survey, they were able to come out with the following measures of religiosity. So let's get right into it. Alright, so the first measure is the rate in which a person reads the religious test. So when you're measuring religiosity, when you're measuring the extent of how religion has influenced somebody, one way in which you measure it, how much a person is committed to their religious text, how much they read. You agree with me that not everyone reads Quran, not everyone reads the Bible. You get. So if you want to measure how much religious has influenced somebody, check out if they are committed to reading their Bible. You get. So if a person reads the Bible consistently, such person can be said to be religious, because it actually takes a lot for someone to start reading the Bible like daily, or reading the Quran daily. It's someone that is doing that, someone that is already convinced completely about his religion and sees the importance of Bible. Alright, so the second one is church attendance. Church attendance is another measure discovered. That is how often the person attends religious programs can also be used to measure their religiosity. Like I said, not everybody would attend every church programs. I know people that they just go on Sundays and forget about Wednesdays, you get. But for you to see people attend Wednesday service, that kind of person has understanding. Religion has actually influenced the person more than the person that doesn't attend like midweek services. So church attendance is another way you can measure. Please, if this thing is not clear, I don't mind like having a one-on-one with you. You can just check the description box. My WhatsApp link is there, and you can chat me up, then I can explain better. Okay, so let's move to the next measures. So another measure is that the usage of religious languages. That's another measure used in measuring religiosity. Like, for instance, Christians speak in tongues, and we tend to see someone that doesn't speak in tongues as not being religious. You get. Muslims also have their way of greeting each other in Arabic. Like, I know some Afars, that when they speak, there's a way they speak, like they know the Arabic quite well. Excuse me, and not every Christian has speaking tongues. And aside speaking in tongues, there are some languages that Christians use that not all Christians are aware. But it depends on how deep you are in that religion. So the usage of religious languages is another measure that you can use in to measure how religious somebody is, to measure how much influence religious has on someone. And then another measure is how much money a person gives to their place of worship. You get. Like, when you see that this person can give his or her all, you know that religion has influenced this person to a large extent. Alright, so this has to do with how responsible such individual is towards giving to church projects. This means the rate to which a person contributes financially to religious activities can be used to measure religiosity. So the rate in which they give can be used to measure religiosity. And also, the last one, frequency of prayer is another measure. Like, if the believer prays often, the person can be said to be religious. Not all Muslims do their 5 times prayer thing, except for those that are convinced to a large extent. Do you understand what I mean? So that's the thing about measuring religiosity. So to just do a recap of all, what we are saying in essence is that measures of religiosity means that how do you measure how religious someone is? How do you measure how much influence religion has on somebody? And you can't determine, you can't determine how much religion has influenced me until you see my commitment to my religion, like until you see the things I do, like how often I go to church, I give in church, and a lot of things like that. So if you have any question, please ask in the comment section. Okay, I'll be there to reply.
So I forgot to mention that students in College of Education, they've also been making orders for this book. So which means undergraduates can use it. So if you know anyone in the Department of Religion that needs a textbook that is so simple and easy to understand, please tell the person to send me a DM. Okay? Thank you.